everybody, what's going down? It's your girl, Renae. You know, always got something to say. This is Talk With Me podcast, man. Shout out to our sponsors, Ice Up Slushies and Houston Trip Bag. Y'all got somebody in the building. If you are a person that has an app, SoundCloud, or if you got Spotify, you got Apple Music, you've definitely heard of this artist before called 2Floody. And you know your girl stay up on the music. That's just what I do. And I've been jamming this song called Fate. He does have multiple singles out, but y'all, that's right there. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's a beat unlike any other. So let's bring it to the mic. 2Floody.
Appreciate you for having me, for real. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much, man. You got to tell me, where are you from?
Okay, so I'm from Hackensack, New Jersey. That's like North Jersey, basically, but I moved around a lot. So I just say I'm from Jersey because I moved around like 10 towns as a kid. So I'm basically I'm from everywhere in Jersey.
So what was it like growing up in Jersey?
It's a little different. Because Jersey is like, it's low key. It's not like New York. New York is fast paced. Jersey is like what people move to be low key and stuff, but it's a lot going on, especially where I'm from, Hackensack. It's a lot going on there. So to make it out of there, you just got to be a tough person, tough minded. You got to be grinding, and you got to stay focused.
So who or what helped you to stay focused? Did you learn, or did you think that at a young age, I'm going to do music for real? Or was it like, okay, well, let me try a sport, or let me try something else, let me try academics, and then gradually go into music? How was that?
I ain't gonna lie, like I played ball up until 12th grade, so all my high school career, and that kept me out of trouble for real, because there was a lot going on, a lot of distractions, but playing ball really kept me out of trouble. And then right after I played ball, that's when I started making music. But I've been always like playing with it, like freestyling with my friends and stuff like that. But I started taking it a little serious after high school. But then like it took a few years after that to really realize that like I got it right there. So it started after high school.
What was that moment of realization that you did have it? Was it like someone close to you saying, "Hey, bro, this it, like, you got it," or was it a moment where it was probably like, I know I've heard before, some people go to like freestyle battles, or they go to like open mics, and then that reception from the crowd, that's what motivates them to actually do it for real, for real.
I ain't gonna lie, like I always felt like I had it, like from the get go. Even my friends, they was always just bumping and stuff. But I didn't really like start taking it seriously until like I started rapping in 2014. That's when I graduated high school. So 2016 is probably when I was like, okay, I can do something with it. In 2017, I made a song called Shooter. I put that out on SoundCloud. It did like 20K in a day. After that, I just started taking it serious. And then I was in college while I was doing that too. I went to Rutgers University in New Jersey. So as soon as I graduated college, like I didn't know what I wanted to do because I did sports management. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And I was basically just making music my whole college career. So as soon as I graduated, that's when I made this song called Down Bad. I don't know if you heard it, but Down Bad is like my biggest song right now. And I'll say like a week later, I just started getting offers. Not offers, but I started getting like label meetings and stuff like that. So that's when I was like, all right, now I got this. So I just kept on putting my foot on the gas and just dropping.
Now, those meeting labels, which labels were you meeting with?
It was the top. It was Republic. It was 12 Tone. It was, who else? I was in contact with Cash Money. I was in contact with Atlantic. It was just all the top. They just wanted to see what I was doing. They wasn't trying to sign me right there. They was just trying to see what was going on. So.
Now, what feeling ran through your veins when you were like when they called you, were you just like, nah, this ain't Republic, this ain't it? Or like when they called you from Cash Money, was it like, man, get out of here, bro, get out of here?
I ain't gonna lie, the first A&R, it was this label called 12 Tone. They got Anderson .Paak. They signed a few big artists. But like it's crazy because like right before they reached out, that was the first label that reached out to me. I was actually trying to reach out to labels and see like how I could get signed and stuff like that. And I made that song, and then they just reached out to me. So that was like I was like, oh shoot, it's getting real. And then other labels just started reaching out. And then it just seemed like it was just natural. It was just like, okay, I got used to it after that.
They were just trying to see where your head was at and like how they keep tabs on you. Like, okay, we're gonna see if he keep making music, keep doing these numbers. And then
exactly.
Fast forward, you were SoundCloud's one of SoundCloud's top artists, correct?
Yeah, and that was like 2 months. That was like summer 2019 when I met with SoundCloud. So the label started reaching out in June, 2019, and then like by August, September, that's when I met with SoundCloud. That's when I know it was real because I met with them. I signed like a board with all the big artists. They put me as like an artist to watch, and then from there, they just been rocking me ever since. That's like my realest connection right there. So.
Now, for people that do want to know, what is the whole process with SoundCloud and you getting that notoriety from them? Is it just, you just uploaded your single, or did you like
Yeah,
call them, or how did that
it's
process?
being consistent. I just kept dropping. Even like when labels was reaching out from that one song, I just kept like right now I got over probably 150 songs on SoundCloud. So I'm still independent, and I'm still just dropping. As I drop more, I get more fans, I get more listeners, and it just works for me.
Now, what is New Jersey style within the music industry? What is that like? Because everybody's
Yeah,
familiar with New York, and I would say a little bit of New Jersey, but it's not like how Chicago, they got drill beat, or Houston, we got chopped and screwed, or Atlanta, they just got a
yeah.
little mashup going on down there. Like, what is that? I would say that box sound for New
I
Jersey.
ain't gonna lie, Jersey don't got like one sound. It's just like it's basically like people sound like they from New York, people sound like they from Atlanta. Like my sound is all over the place. Like you wouldn't really be able to tell I'm from Jersey if you listen to all my songs. But you could tell I'm from like the tri-state area, but you couldn't really tell like I'm just from Jersey. So it's like you got Fetty Wap, people who sound like him. You got the drill artists that sound like they from New York. You got the people who sound like they're from Atlanta. It's just like it's not one sound. I'll say just like listen to my music, and that could give you like the definition of a Jersey artist.
Were there any artists you looked up to growing up from Jersey to help, I guess, help guide your sound in the beginning versus now?
It wasn't really Jersey. It was like Speaking Knockers. He motivated me to play around with the auto tune and stuff like that. And then just the other coming artists like the Uzi Verts, the who else? The famous Dexes and stuff like that. The NBA Young Boys, because I started bumping them when they first came out, like 2016. And then Fetty Wap, seeing his come up, just seeing people's come up. I never like tried to like emulate their sound, but I would listen to it and take some things away and then put it in my own sound. So.
What was music like for you growing up? Like at the house, did y'all listen to a lot of old school R&B? Because I know in my house we definitely listened to the Anita Baker, the Tina Marie, of course, a little bit of Rick James, even on Saturdays when it was time to clean up. You already
Yeah,
know. So what was the music scene like for you growing up?
there was a lot of like hip hop, like DMX. My late uncle, he actually was cool with DMX. So he used to ride motorcycles and stuff in New York with him. So it was a lot of DMX. There was a lot of like R&B, like you said. My mom, Ashanti, Beyonce. There was a lot of Lil Wayne coming up. There's just a lot of hip hop and R&B. And then my dad, he's a street dude, so he was bumping a bunch of like Dipset, Styles P, Jadakiss, all the hood classics. So it was a mixture of everything. And then my uncle, he was actually like on like he was bumping like rock music and stuff. So I got that influence by being on that side. And it was just a lot of that's why if you listen to my music, like I mix it up a lot. Like I got like a lot of different sounds. So
And I want to get into it. Still, we're gonna fast forward back to the SoundCloud. You've reached more than 10 million streams on
yeah.
SoundCloud. Is that
You know where that's at
collectively,
now?
or is that like for one song? Because I know for your song "Faint" is like
Yeah.
1.4 million. It's still going.
That's collectively. Actually, that was in 2019 when I reached 10 million. I'm almost at 50 million now. So yeah. So we just going crazy right now. And it's just all like adding up. Like my highest song only got like 2 million. But there's a bunch of songs with a million, a bunch of songs with 500. I told you I got over 150 songs on SoundCloud. So it all adds up to like 45 million right now.
Do you get a plaque for that? Because that sounds very plaque
Um,
worthy. Like 10, I mean,
I feel like it's coming. It's coming, I feel like.
like, oh my God. And is for Spotify, does it do the same numbers, or?
It's not. It's a little different. Like it's hard. I realized that early. Like it's hard to jump platforms and stuff. Spotify, I probably had like 300,000 to 500,000, but it's just because I don't like put all my songs on there either. So I just started putting all my songs on there now. So now the numbers is starting to climb up a little bit.
Like, could you believe it at first when you did reach even the 500,000 mark and then a million, and then it just kept growing? Could you believe it? Were you
Yeah,
like, damn?
yeah, because like now it's just like I look at it as just like numbers I gotta keep working and stuff. But back then it was just like once I hit a million, that was a milestone. Like not that many people got a billion. Once I hit 10 million, I'm like, okay, now I'm actually like I'm up there. Like, and then once I hit like 20, 30, and then I hit 40, it was just like, yo, I gotta keep my foot on the gas. I don't know what could be coming next. So yeah.
Are you still in touch with those labels? Like, do they still call you from time to time?
Yeah, there's this label called APG. They signed NBA YoungBoy. They reached out to me in 2019, then they doubled back, had somebody reach out again. But it's like the same. I guess it's because like the numbers on the other platforms are not like adding up to them. I don't know why they're not trying to sign, but I'm not really trying to sign like that anyway because I already made 45 million streams. I'm not really tripping like that. But they be reaching out every once in a while. But I don't take it as serious no more until like they actually, put that offer on the table. If they, I got to see what they actually want because it's a lot of funny deals out here. So they
Right,
really gotta be
right.
the right deal. Gotta be, especially the way like I feel like they should have signed me 2 years ago. So right now, like I feel so free. Like so for me to like commit to something like that, for them to sign me and I changed my whole schedule, it gotta be the right deal for real.
Do you think that you would possibly start your own label?
Yeah, I think so. Just because I honestly like I feel like they've been sleeping on me. Like that's why I'm not really tripping about labels right now. I feel like they've been sleeping on me for 2 years. So I don't even trust them like that no more. So I would definitely start my own label, and that'll be coming soon probably. Give it a couple years.
Okay, like, are there any new artists you've been looking at? Like, oh, I would definitely sign them like ASAP.
Yeah, anybody that's coming up right now, that's blowing up right now, that's like low key. I ain't gonna say no names right now, but whenever I do start my label, that's what I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at people who's coming up with me right now. If I feel like they need that push, then I'll give them that sign once I get in that position. But right now, I'm just trying to get myself there, and then I'm gonna be helping out for sure. In my city too, Hackensack, New Jersey, all over the place. I'm gonna be signing artists from everywhere.
Now let's get into a few of your singles. We're gonna talk about Fate first, because like I said, I've been jamming that since I first heard it. Like
Yeah.
it is literally, y'all think I'm playing. I promise you, it's on my liked track list right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, right. I mean what I mean. I ain't got no cap in my rap over here.
I
But
already know it.
like, how does your methods go as far as composing the songs? Because like I know I could just tell from your music, you're very hands on with your own music. I didn't know you're
Yeah.
independent. I thought you were signed already. I'm just be honest.
Yeah, everybody be thinking that. That's crazy. But like basically, like the way I started, I was just recording myself and I was mixing my own stuff. Then I met Swan, so Swan, my boy Swan Beats from Florida, Gainesville, Florida. Shout out to him. He be mixing on my songs, like cause he hit me up on IG once, and then I was just in a mood where like I just want to link up with people and just collab. So I flew out to Florida. We made it was just a natural connection. We made a whole project in 2 days. All the songs that we made, it's called "In Floody We Trust." 7 songs.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
7 songs.
In 2 days?
2 3 days, yeah, a weekend.
Hold on.
So I did for
Hey,
a
hey,
weekend.
hey, everybody listen. So, hold the hell up.
Yeah,
What
2 days,
the-
cause I basically changed I used to write a lot. I used to like just write on my phone, but now I started punching in like in 2019. So now I got that junk down to a science. So I'm mostly punching in now off the top, and I can make a song like this now. So we made
Okay,
all hits.
if 2 + 2 is 4, if 4 + 4 is 8, nigga, do you sleep? Do you do you sleep? Oh my goodness! And then he just said that he come off the dome with it. What in
Yeah, I
the
just
look? Well,
things are punching. I
well,
probably made that in an hour. It's a punching.
hey, no, don't tell me nothing else. You said you got that in the app.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I understand because of the influences that you grew up with. A lot of
Yeah.
them have the rapid spitfire, and they have that type of methodical thinking where they can do it in the same time
Mhm.
frame.
Mhm.
Like
And then even like just the new artists, they be inspiring me. Like when I saw them punching in and stuff like that, it's basically like I'm still writing on my phone, but I'm just putting it in my head, then I'm going on top of that. So it's basically just like a faster process than I was doing before.
Right. Like
So
I heard one of NBA YoungBoy's producers say he just freestyles. You know, you're right. He just
yeah, yeah.
freestyles and he remembers every single last verse, bar of his singles. I was like, baby, that
Mm-hmm.
could be me. That could be I would have been like, what I said after that? Like that would have been me. He would be like, what I said after that? Okay, okay, keep it. Wait, what I said after that?
Yeah,
Okay, hold on. Let me write it down. I ain't gonna write the full verse. I'm just write the word. Let me just say it.
yeah. Exactly.
But how long did it take you to get to that point?
It was easy. I ain't gonna lie. I started like punching in. My first song came up. That song I dropped like October 2019. I made that like in an hour. It was like my first punching, and I dropped it. It did 1 million views. So I'm like, they still rocking with my punching. So I'm gonna just keep doing this. But now, like recently, like sometimes I write still. I just want to get back. I get back to that. But yeah, it's mostly punching in. It's mostly punching in.
So we just gonna say you the top freestyler. We just gonna say that. We gonna say that.
Don't give me that right now. Don't give me
Not
that
right
right
now,
now.
not
But,
right, not right
but
now.
I'm up there. I'm up there for sure.
But I want to know, like, did you have any obstacles while trying to perfect your craft and trying to excel at it? Because
Yeah.
you have the people that are like, oh well, we're not gonna just hey bro, I don't know about that. You probably just want to stick to sports management. That ain't really it. Like you
I
know
ain't gonna lie.
like that.
Yeah. They ain't see the vision until, but I ain't never been the type to put it in front of your face. Like, listen to my music or I'm gonna make it, this, that, and the third. I just did my thing low key on the side. Then once I started doing them numbers, then once I start getting the income from it, then once I started like they started seeing it, like people still don't know I make music. Then they find me somehow. Then they're like, oh, you've been making music for real? So it wasn't really that, but of course, like your family and stuff, they're gonna be like, music's a hard dream and stuff like that. Like not that many people making and stuff like that. But I always felt like I was either gonna go to the league playing ball or I was gonna make it in rapping. So I knew I just got a big belief in myself. So I ain't really let that stop me. But it was kind of hard, like when the label started playing games like that and they didn't really want to sign me and stuff like that. So that kind of was like I had to push through that. I had to go, okay, they're not gonna sign me, but I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna lose focus. So that's what got me here right now. I just keep dropping. I'm still in that phase though. I'm just dropping. And then now I'm starting to see some real results finally because SoundCloud, they started like this on Pandora radio thing. So they spinning my songs on the radio like 3-4 times an hour right now. So
What was
that
it like?
alone, that was crazy though, because like they was hitting me up before saying that people were just hitting me up saying my songs on the radio. I didn't notice it until like 2 weeks ago. I just looked and you could see like how many times they spin your song. So we searched it up, me and my manager basically, which is one of my friends, and we saw that they were spinning my jump 3 times, and then 4 times an hour, like 20 times a day. When I saw that, I was like, all right, we getting somewhere now. For real.
Like, oh my God, y'all done playing my joint on the radio.
Yeah. Then I heard it for myself. I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Exactly.
So you on Pandora, you're on SoundCloud, and you still putting up numbers. You have more than
Yeah.
10K followers on Instagram. Why have y'all not signed this man?
For real. They was playing the games. Now they gonna have to come with something crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I'm on Sirius XM now, so it's like it's going up.
I want to ask you, from a young age, did you see yourself going this far? Because even Lil Wayne
Yeah.
said he didn't think he was going to, be as iconic as he is now.
Yeah, it first started out with just like I got an aunt that she used to work for ESPN, so just like we would be flying all over the place. I'll be going to like the All-Star games, going to the ESPYs. So just seeing that, like getting out of my city and seeing stuff like that, that showed me that like I could like it's possible. They regular people just like us. They just grinded. They came from the bottom just like us. So that's when I always had that belief from a young age. But it takes some results to start really like believing those beliefs. So like 2019 is when I was always trying to rap and stuff like when I was in college and stuff. But 2019, when I started getting the labels, just that little bit, not even trying to sign me, but just like them just paying attention and stuff like that. SoundCloud, it just fed me. So that's when I just kept on grinding, and just that's when I saw the vision. For
Have
real.
you started performing your songs yet?
Last time I performed was 2019, before all that. So it was like when I was doing free shows and stuff like that. Now I ain't really doing no more free shows unless it's like opening for somebody, or unless it's like, it's just gonna get me up there. But I'm really just taking a day at a time right now, just focusing on a recording right now.
I mean, like not Fat Joe, my bad. Like Fat Joe said, yesterday's price is not today's price. You dig?
Exactly.
Do you think you would be nervous if you were to perform somewhere, or would you have to, practice a little bit?
Nah, because even when my first show, 2018, my first show, I just came out. I thought I was gonna be like a little shaky, but I actually got that in me. Like I'm not an introvert, but I'm not an extrovert. I'm not like out there like that. But at the same time, when I perform, it's like when I play basketball in games, I'll be going off. So it's just like I naturally just got that performance energy, turn the crowd up. So,
tell me about the new music you just released.
Okay, so we just dropped. Hold on, let me go on my SoundCloud. So I just dropped "Turn Me Up." That song is at 900K, and like I dropped it September 3rd, and that song's on the radio right now. They spinning that like 3-4 times a day, right there. And then I dropped "Any Means," which is like I feel like it's gonna grow. It's just still in them stages right now. "Any Means" is a drill song. That was like that's like my first and only drill song I got on SoundCloud right now. But that song just started going crazy like 3 months after I dropped it. And that song did 1 million views on SoundCloud. So that song, I got to shoot a video for that. And then I just shot a video for "Turn Me Up" like 3 days ago in LA. So that video is coming out. And then I dropped a song called "One Shot," and that song has 500K in like the last 2-3 weeks. So we just dropping. Tonight I'm dropping another song. I'm dropping a song tonight. It's called Just Vibe. It's an R&B song, a little different.
Okay, so you a
Check
singer
that out.
too?
Yeah, I got the vocals.
Okay, come through, Johnny Gill, come through. No, I ain't that I ain't that
Yeah.
So you got to tell me, from New Jersey to LA, was the move harder or was it actually better for you?
At first, I ain't gonna lie, I moved out here in November 2020 last year during the pandemic, so it was hard. I ain't really know too many people. I got family out here though, but I'm not like close with them. But I moved out here. It was kind of hard. I thought I was just gonna move out here and things was gonna happen like that. I ain't gonna lie. So then I got kind of tired of it because it was just slow. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. But in the hindsight, I was making more music. It was more peaceful. Um, it's just a creative space. I come here, I think more, and just like, so I was dropping better music. It just helped me like get my craft up there. And then I moved back in April because I got tired of it. Moved back to Jersey, but then I moved back out here in June. So my lease here is up like next month in November. I'm moving back to Jersey. But the second time around, this is like when I'm actually like making a little bit more moves and stuff like that. And the music, like I actually like enjoyed it this time around. But when I get back to Jersey, it's work time. Like I'm gonna be shooting more videos, making more moves. It's just like, yeah. But right now, this gives me like in a recording zone where I could just go crazy with the recording and just focus, get away from everything in Jersey.
How are you when it comes to your videos? Are you the main person as well as the director? Like you got to be like, all right, we gonna do it like this. Is how I want to execute it, and we're
Yeah,
gonna shoot from here, there, everywhere.
yeah. I'm all about like the natural flow. I ain't gonna lie. Like I kind of direct it. I give my suggestions. The director gives their suggestions. So we work together. But it always comes out like, because I'll be working with like up and coming videographers. So like I look at their previous, I don't judge them by their previous video. I know when I work with them, it's gonna come out lit regardless, just from the energy, so that's how we basically just make it work on the fly, and then it always comes out. It's always good.
What about do you think that people have put your music in a specific category, even though it's part of every category?
Yeah, they kind of like I feel like sometimes people try to pay me on one sound, and then I come out with some drill, and then I come out with some R&B, then I come out like so they sometimes they judge me by one sound, you know, but I feel like you got to just listen to the whole catalog. That's why like whenever I do drop like my official like my debut album, because the last project was an EP, it's gonna be a mixture of everything. It's probably gonna be like 20 songs.
Do you already have the name for it? Do you already have your, your songs ready? You know what I'm saying?
I don't have a name yet, but I'm definitely we're gonna drop it in Floody We Trust too. I'm not that might be a name of that might be the actual like the project, but me and my boy Swan, we gotta double back on that. But I'm not sure exactly what the name is yet though. It might be in Floody We Trust too.
Like that's gonna be the debut album if Flooded We Trust. Possibly. I'm gonna say possibly.
Two. It'll be the second one, yeah.
Okay.
But in Flooded We Trust too might be like a different EP. Then I might come out with a project with the album after that. So I'm not sure yet. Right now I'm just dropping singles. So I'm just giving them singles.
So. And like I want people to know, like, throughout the course of your life,
yeah,
what has been the most motivating factor to make you not quit, or who has been that factor that's like, hey bro, I gotta keep going, I can't stop and double back for nothing?
I ain't gonna lie, I would say, not to be cocky and nothing like that, but like me, just because like I've been around a lot of people, I seen people fail, get locked up, you know, I seen people go down the wrong path, and I seen a lot. So it's just like just not falling victim to that, and then also just not giving up. Like I seen even like my grandpa, he always been like a person, he never gave up. He always worked hard no matter what happened. One day he always like look up to the next day. So it's really just seeing I got a lot of strong people in my family. So I'll say my family, like seeing them just work through certain problems, seeing them go through certain stuff. And they motivate me every day. Like even my little brother, like I want him to look up to me and feel like he could go to me for anything, and feel like if I make it, he can make it. So that's really what it is.
For you to have all this attention and you just remaining humble, a lot of people would ask the question like, how do you do that? Because there's a lot of people out here, they just out here pushing the cappery, and you just be like,
exactly.
I'll be like, I want to bust your bubble, but I'll just let you keep blowing that shit up.
I just see that I'm a little older too. So if I was younger, I'd probably give you a different response. I'm 25 now, but a 19-year-old Floody would probably give you a different response. But I just like see all the cap on the internet. I just see like a lot of people trying to be like other people. And I feel like in order to actually like thrive and be happy, it's all about being happy at the end of the day. You got to find yourself. You got to just be yourself, you know?
And where did the name Floody come from? And where did Floody come from? And then where did 2Floody come from?
It's not a crazy story. I ain't gonna lie, because I was Ty Jordan FTB from the bottom, and then I switched it to 2Floody. So 2Floody, it was just like I was just trying to find a name. Like, let me get something that's like catchy. Let me get something that's gonna fit me kind of. So 2Floody. Then I realized, okay, I'm from Jersey. It rains a lot, so that's where the flood comes from. And then Tupac too. I rock with Tupac heavy. So it's just like all that combined, but it's mostly just like a name from it. And when you walk into a room, this is what I said before in the song. When you walk into a room, the word flood is about presence. You have a flooded out chain, flooded out watch. It's all about presence. People won't look at you if you flooding the room. So it's all about like the energy. That's what it is. It's all about the energy. So I realized that like it wasn't like I didn't think about it like that, but then I found meanings after I named myself that. So.
Yeah, that's a deep meaning. That's a deep meaning.
Appreciate it.
Like, for real. What about the importance of a team? Like, talk about that, and then the purpose of figuring out. My bad. So the purpose of figuring out the games that the labels sometimes are playing. So the purpose of a team.
Okay.
To help you
navigate. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. My yeah, I have a friend / manager. His name is Tyler Baisden. He's we went to college together. So him being there with me, it was just very important to like make me realize that like he was very motivating. He's still motivating me to this day. Going to meetings and stuff, being like, don't rush nothing, you know, don't take that as like it's okay, they're gonna double back, just little stuff like that. That was just very important. Then he helps communicate with the SoundCloud and everything. He helps communicate with everybody for me. So it's like it makes my job, because I used to just manage myself, so it makes my job a little bit more easier. So having at least one person or a few people like in your corner, seeing all the capery from the labels and stuff like that, and inspiring you to keep going, that's very important as an artist, for real.
Now, I want to ask you about your potential label. You know what I'm saying? The label that is
Yeah.
coming in the future that don't
Okay.
have
Okay.
yet. Who are
Okay.
you probably already got a full roster, but you know, I ain't saying nothing. But what are
I'll
you?
tell you one thing. We gonna be this Forever Floody. This the merch I got on. This my merch.
Hey,
So that might be the name, Forever Floody Records.
okay.
That might be it right there.
Hey, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, bro. I'm riding with
Yeah.
it. Talk about I would say the education from each of these labels. Like, okay, I would take that right there. I'm not going to duplicate it. What I'm going to do is put my spin on it, so
Yeah.
that way other artists would have a better transition to sign to me.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Just like going there, meeting with these. I was pulling up by myself to New York, just pulling up, meeting with labels and just talking. So just hearing them talk and stuff like that, hearing like the questions that they ask, seeing the way they move, seeing how I felt from the way they talked to me. If I felt comfortable with them, I felt like they was trying to rush it. All of that stuff, I would definitely like take that into play when I'm trying to sign somebody else, for real. Because some of these people just don't know how to talk to me. They just like, you could tell exactly that they don't really fuck
Right.
with you,
They were
but
talking
it's
at
all about
you
the
instead of talking. Actually having
exactly.
a real conversation.
Exactly. It's all about being genuine. Like, you gotta, even if you don't care about the person, you gotta act like you care. So for real.
Like, dang, if you don't let me, just act like it. Like,
For
dang.
real.
Cause I wouldn't have to waste my gas to come up here.
Hmm. Exactly. And that was when I was taking the bus. I was catching the bus from Jersey to New York. That's only like 30 minutes. I live right there, but yeah. That's when they were signing like Lil Tecca, is blasting his junk in the room, in Republic. That's when Pop Smoke was coming up. That was 2019. Yeah.
Like, how do you view different artists that you know, like, I guess they have external distractions from their crafts, and then you know ultimately leads to harsher events that happen.
It's a little different. Like when they come in, like it's a lot of artists, they just come up from like, they used to crashing out, and they're not really used to like they can't really see it's just like a normal day for them. Like when they do a show, they don't take their fans serious and stuff like that. So they don't really, it's all about how serious do you take the music. Some of them just make the music just because it get them hyped, they get their friends hyped and stuff like that. Some of them, they don't see exactly how big they are. So if you don't know how big you are, if you feel like you could just still be out here doing anything, and if you like really, you can't really trust people too, especially in the industry. So if you just let everybody in your circle, if you're not really watching everybody, if you just feel like you're not that big, if you feel like, if you don't know how big you are, it's all about knowing who you are at the end of the day. You're going to easily fall into them traps. But if you know who you are, and you know what type of energy you should be around or you shouldn't be around, and what you should be doing, what you should leave, the stuff that you used to do, you should leave away, then you're going to be all right. For real.
And last question. This is the last question.
Got you.
What do you have to say to the up and coming artists that are trying to figure out, or that are trying to, I guess, convince themselves or have that confidence to step out on the limb and give their music actually a real shot for themselves?
Yeah. I would say keep going, even though like you got to be open to criticism. So somebody, if they ain't rocking with your music, you kind of got to listen to it, but at the same time, you got to, end of the day, if you know your junk is fire, it's fire. But you just got to keep going, really. Just keep making more songs, keep on listening to good music, keep on, don't let nobody tell you what to do, and find your way of marketing. What worked for me might not work for you. Find exactly what's going to work for you. Yeah.
And I want to thank you so much for coming to talk with me on the Talk With Me podcast. Y'all, everybody,
Yes,
hey, 2Floody, tell them where they can find all of your singles, where they can find your social media pages, and
yeah.
all everywhere they can find you, period.
Okay, so you can find me at soundcloud.com/2Floody, Spotify 2Floody, Instagram 2Floody, everything. Just search up 2Floody, Google, all that.
Hey, y'all, that's 2Floody with a Y, not with an IE.
Yes,
For
sir.
y'all special spellers out there that like to tell people how to say two, and two. Okay.
For real.
But I want to thank you so much for taking the time out your busy schedule to come talk with me, man. And once again, nothing but peace, blessings, and wonderful opportunities for you. And when you get your plaque, when we start your label, I'm gonna check for that shirt. Okay, I'm gonna check for that shirt.
Got you. I appreciate you for having me, for real. Like, this is big. I know we both coming up right now, so just keep doing what you're doing. Much blessings, and I'll definitely be back on.
Hey, real talk. Hey, this is the Talk With Me podcast, and I will catch y'all next week, baby. Peace.
Peace.
Hey man, this is Loso with Houston Trend telling you to check out my homegirl, Renae, with the Talk With Me podcast. You never know who's gonna be the next guest, unless it's you. And if you want it to be you, make sure you submit j.reneehtx@gmail.com. Send her your information, send her all your links to any of your music, your bio, your videos, all of that, man. We need all that. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure you get on the Talk With Me podcast with the homie Renae. Because with Renae, it always go down. You know what I'm talking about?